Building an F1 track is no small feat, but turning this, a literal desert, into this in just over 2 years' time is nothing short of a construction marvel. The Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi is believed to be the most expensive racing circuit in history, with a reputed cost of over $1 billion. The Emirate of Abu Dhabi felt that Formula One represented a good way of making the Middle East more well known to the world, and after the success of the Bahrain International Circuit, the idea for the Yas Marina circuit was born. Construction began in May 2007, and after 30 months of intensive planning and construction, involving 14,000 workers and 35 million construction hours, it hosted its maiden race in November 2009. Sebastian Vettel took the victory, and just 1 year later in Abu Dhabi, he would win his first ever F1 World Championship. A little over 10 years after that, in 2021, the track entered the Formula One Hall of Fame with one of the most memorable and controversial endings in history. The Yas Marina circuit features 5 fully covered grandstands, a 227-berth marina, and the first hotel to have been built over a Formula One circuit. Sounds amazing, right? Well, the circuit was actually not very well received by both drivers and spectators, and so it underwent major changes to try and promote better racing. A task which is much harder than it may seem, but we'll come back to that later. What makes this track build even more mind-blowing is the fact it's just one part of the mammoth Yas Island, a 25 square kilometre tourist attraction with a reported cost of $40 billion, which holds 9 hotels, a Ferrari theme park, a shopping mall, a water park, a golf course, a beach, a concert area, a nightclub, and currently the fastest roller coaster in the world. But the question is, how was it built, and how did they do it in the middle of the desert? Before they could even begin thinking about the F1 track itself, a lot of groundwork had to be carried out. If you've seen any of the other mega projects built in the United Arab Emirates, such as the Palm Jumeirah in Dubai, you'll know that a technique called sand dredging is needed to build these islands on water. And despite Yas Island, well, being an island, this wasn't necessary as the land already existed. To separate it from mainland Abu Dhabi, they dug a 2-mile-long canal which the F1 track backs onto, making its title Yas Marina Circuit possible. The island was developed by Aldar Properties, who hired Sabaco WCT WLL as the main contractor for the F1 circuit. The 5.5 kilometre long track was designed by Herman Tilke, a former race car driver who has designed many other racing tracks such as Circuit of the Americas, Marina Bay, and the Red Bull Ring. Impressively, the build was completed in a little over 2 years, which meant a constant construction schedule. At times, it was being built for 24 hours a day with a rotating worker schedule. In that period, they excavated 2 million cubic meters of soil, 200,000 cubic meters of steel was erected, and they used 235,000 cubic meters of concrete. After 30 months of grueling work, on October 7, 2009, the FIA granted its final approval to hold a Formula One race. Bruno Senna was the first driver to complete a test run on the circuit. It's undeniable what an incredible feat of construction both Yas Island and the Yas Marina circuit are, but there may be some issues in the future. The track is extremely flat, but over time the track is becoming bumpier as the landfill is settling, meaning at some point in the future it will require some major resurfacing. Speaking of which, the surface is made from grey-whack aggregate, which is shipped to Abu Dhabi from a quarry in Shropshire in England. This same surface is used at the Bahrain International Circuit. It's popular amongst F1 drivers due to the high level of grip it offers, but this does come at the expense of higher tyre wear. The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix is unique due to the fact that it was the first ever Formula One race to start in daylight and end in darkness. Because of this, it needed a system that can provide enough light levels required for television broadcast and the safety standards issued by the International Racing Organization, which includes things such as uniformity and glare control. They commissioned Musco Lighting to carry out this mammoth task. They've installed lighting on other tracks such as the Jeddah circuit in 2021, which I will be making a video about before the next race in Saudi Arabia, so make sure to subscribe for that one. They implemented a 600 million lumen lighting plan on 4,700 fixtures in less than 300 days. After 15 years, however, the circuit needed a lighting upgrade. They wanted a new system built for both safety and sustainability. They opted for a total light control system, which saves 30% more energy than the previous HID system. The TLC system was installed on 4,329 fixtures, with 496 of those being colour changing, allowing them to put on light shows like this. The lights are switched on before the race whilst it's still daytime, so the lighting conditions on track remain consistent throughout for the drivers. Something else which lights up at the Yas Marina circuit is the uniquely designed W Hotel, which sits directly on top of the racetrack. Its futuristic shape is built from a 217-metre curved glass and steel facade known as the grid shell. This is covered in an LED lighting system that illuminates all 5,389 glass elements individually. The 499-room, 85,000 square metre hotel was built simultaneously with the racetrack and was opened on the 1st of November 2009 to coincide with the track's maiden F1 race. However, completing a project as impressive as the Yas Marina circuit only pays dividends if the actual racing is well received, which, unfortunately, it wasn't. In fact, Kimi Räikkönen, after the 2009 Grand Prix, said, "The first few turns are quite good, but the rest of it is shit." It quickly developed a reputation for poor racing following its second F1 race, the 2010 season finale, where Fernando Alonso saw his title hopes destroyed as he spent lap after lap stuck behind the slower Renault of Vitaly Petrov. The circuit simply didn't provide enough overtaking opportunities. But making changes to a track isn't as simple as some people may think. For starters, so much consideration has to be made in terms of where to make the changes, as most tracks have parts with limited flexibility. For example, they weren't going to demolish the W Hotel. You then have to make sure the surface material matches the original so the drivers don't feel a difference. And you have to be pretty confident that the suggested changes would even make the racing better, not worse. And after all that,
time was the biggest challenge. We had a race to deliver in December, and we had to go through an entire process of designing the changes, getting them approved, getting them reviewed by the FIA, making sure they meet all the standards of safety.
So after 12 years of racing at the Yas Marina circuit, it was finally time for a change. They broke ground on July the 1st, 2021, needing to be race ready for December. Their goal was simple: open up sections of the track and create new overtaking opportunities. To do this, they carried out restructuring in 3 key areas. At the North Hairpin, they eliminated the chicane and made it wider. At the South Marina section, they eliminated 4 sharp corners for 1 banked corner. And around the hotel, they opened up the corner radius, allowing for a faster flowing circuit. These works brought the track length down slightly to 5.28 kilometers. So the big question is, did it work? Well, the quick and easy answer is yes, it did improve racing, but nobody will remember the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in 2021 as its first year of a new track layout, as it will forever be known as the year Max Verstappen became world champion on the last lap, or the year Lewis Hamilton was robbed of his 8th world championship, depending where you sit on that one. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, I've made track build videos about both Monaco and the Las Vegas Grand Prix, which you can find in the playlist on screen now.